I'm Adriel Hepburn, and this is your Adventist News, a service of the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. Coming up in the news, relief continues for Hurricane Dorian victims, Adventist health professionals assist persons with coping methods after the storm, and hundreds of students begin new school year at Bahamas Academy. These stories and more on this week's Adventist News. I'm Adriel Hepburn. Thanks for joining us for this week's Adventist News. In the aftermath of Hurricane Dorian, the South Bahamas Conference has been rallying its members and the community to help our brothers and sisters in Abaco and Grand Bahama. Leading the charge was the president of our conference, who spoke of the efforts.
We have established a command center where we continue to offer assistance to the affected areas of Grand Bahama and Abaco. We have with us the humanitarian arm of the Adventist Church, the Adventist Disaster Relief Agency, ADRA, who are with us, and we have just come back today from Abaco. They were also with another team in Freeport yesterday, and we continue to offer assistance. We have agreed to house about 50 persons at our Bahamas Academy gym. We have another center open on Wellington Street where they're housing about 25 persons, and at our center, we are also providing counseling. We have a health emphasis from our Adventist health professionals. We have a prayer line, and we're also trying to assist persons who are trying to locate their loved ones.
Pastor Leonardo Ramming, a fellow administrator in the conference and South Bahamas representative for ADRA, the humanitarian arm of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, welcomed his counterparts from the Adventist Disaster Relief Agency in Silver Springs, Maryland, who has been on the ground giving assistance.
One of the other ones that we are proposing to implement is to provide a psychosocial and emotional support space for the children and the youth that have been affected.
We've been working hard as part of the communication team to tell these stories. The people who really want to share them, they'll come up to us and just start talking and connect those stories with our donor audience of people around the world to let them know what's going on, that there are survivors here, that there's a lot of need here, but there's also a great deal of hope and a great deal of love.
Relief efforts continue as the members of the South Bahamas Conference seek to do what they can to assist persons in resuming normalcy of life. The South Bahamas Conference Health Ministries Department hosted a seminar to help persons affected by the recent hurricane. A number of health professionals were on hand to present on surviving the hurricane. Among them were Dr. Helen Roll, counseling psychologist, Lorraine Duvalier, Assistant Director for the Bahamas Department of Social Services, and Dr. Tracy King, clinical psychologist. Dr. Helen Roll shared that one of the key things to help persons to cope after going through events like a hurricane and some great loss is acceptance. She explained that in this way, persons can start to take steps to create some sort of normalcy in spite of the situation. Lorraine Duvalier shared on the objective of social services, which is to help persons in certain instances get on their feet. She explained that social services is only a help to persons and then gave the different benefits that are offered in her department. Dr. King, who presented in the area of emotional health after a hurricane, said that the effects of a hurricane can be both positive and negative. Our minds affect how we think, behave, and feel. She said it is so important to pay attention to persons affected in regard to how they react and behave because they do need our help. Persons who were victims of the storm were comforted and enlightened on how to cope during their emotional journey, and they thanked the Health Ministries Department of our conference along with the Adventist health professionals for providing the knowledge along with the platform for healing in their time of need. And Bahamas Academy opened its doors this week, welcoming over 700 students to another school year. The historic educational institution continues to provide a unique educational experience coupled with Christian values, which drives their graduates to succeed not only in the classroom but in all aspects of their lives.
This year we have worked very hard to produce a new handbook. It's more than just a handbook. It also serves as a workbook, a guidebook to our calendar of events for students for the entire year. And it's compartmentalized where they can keep records of subjects, keep records of homework, keep records of important assignments, all of the dates, all the information is there. Also, we are continuing to encourage our parents to have children not take their Bible or their dictionary out of their books. We need to have them in their bags at all times because we use them every day. Every day we have worship. And everyday students need to learn to better define certain words. And so we want to encourage our parents to continue to work with us. And we look forward to an exciting school year this year.
The school's first assembly was held on Wednesday, where students were formally welcomed and encouraged to strive for greatness as they commence the new school year.
I feel as though Bahamas Academy opens a lot of options, like their clubs. It improves speech empowerment. It will help me to become a better person. I'm also doing Bible study this year, so I could become closer with God. And the good thing about Bahamas Academy is that they put Bible into every subject. They try to find a way to put Bible into every subject. You can't come inside of a class without your Bible. You must have your Bible.
We wish the best to all of our students as they embark upon a new school year.
Bahamas Academy, a renowned, innovative, and Christian institution. We mold hearts, nurture creative minds, and prepare our students for the life that precedes their tenure on this earth.
At Bahamas Academy, we give students a wide variety of subjects from which they can choose any three that will accommodate them with whichever field or career area they want to work in. Besides academics, we give students the choice to join various clubs and do extracurricular activities, including sports, where we train them and hope for the best throughout the years. We ensure that we prepare students for the life that will soon come.
Andy's coming!
Welcome back to your Adventist News. Here are some of the activities coming up in the South Bahamas Conference. This weekend, the Children and Adolescent Ministries Department of our conference is hosting its annual Child Preachers Workshop. The young preachers will undergo instruction on spiritual readiness, sermon preparation, and presentation, among other topics. The training begins on Saturday, September 14th from 6 to 7 p.m. and concludes on Sunday, September 15th between the hours of 9 a.m. to 12 noon at the Good News Seventh-day Adventist Church. The instructor will be Pastor Jan Dorset. Among the participants of this workshop, speakers will be chosen for this year's Children's Week of Prayer to be held during October 13th through 19th, 2019. ALERT, which stands for Advanced Leadership Evangelism and Retention Training, hosted by the Ministerial Department, has been postponed from this weekend, September 13th through 15th, due to the focus of the South Bahamas Conference on assisting our brothers and sisters affected by the storm. The training summit has been rescheduled for November 15th through 17th, 2019. You will hear more about this in the months to come. World Pathfinder Day is coming up on September 21st under the theme, Created with Purpose. Our Pathfinders here in the South Bahamas will conduct the services in our churches on this day, and this is also an exciting time where our young people will also go out in their surrounding communities and share the love of Christ. We will launch the official countdown to Pathfinder Day 2020, celebrating 70 years of pathfindering. In the afternoon, there will be the annual Pathfinder Day March. Please listen out for further details this coming week. The Women's Ministries Conclave for the South Bahamas will be held on God's beloved daughters, rescued, redeemed, restored, and released. Women are asked to plan now to be a part of this one-of-a-kind worship experience with guest speaker Pastor Brenda Billingy, Director of the Ministerial Association for North American Division of Seventh-day Adventists. This event is open to all women. A small registration fee is required, so please inquire about how you can sign up from your local Women's Ministries leader or call the South Bahamas Conference headquarters. Dr. Arthur Chadwick, Director of the Dinosaur Research Project at Southwestern Adventist University, will be the guest speaker for the Faith Plus Science Lecture Series to be held October 24 through 26, 2019. Lectures will also be held on the 24th and 25th at the University of the Bahamas, and a Creation Sabbath celebration will take place on Saturday, October 26th to bring the series to a close. For more information on these events and more, visit our conference website at southbahamasconference.org, where you can view the news as well as other programming, read the weekly logos, or please feel free to call our headquarters at 242-341-4021.
Our ears do more than just help us with our sense of hearing. It also plays a major role in helping us with balance, standing still, walking, running, etc. If your sense of hearing decreases or is lost, the damage is most likely irreplaceable. Therefore, it is in your best interest to take good care of your ears. Here are a few tips that will help you to maintain your sense of hearing. Turn down the volume. According to studies, teens and adolescents have a higher risk of noise-induced ear damage compared to adults. This is because the volume is simply too high. To help with this issue, avoid extremely loud music at events, earphones that channel music directly into the ear canal, and take heed to the warning that pops up on your various devices, reminding you to turn the volume down. Give your ears time to recover. If you are exposed to loud noises for a prolonged period of time, like at a concert, your ears need time to recover. If you can, step outside for 5 minutes every so often in order to let them rest. Researchers have found that your ears need an average of 16 hours of quiet to recover from one loud night out. Avoid using Q-tips. Ear wax plays a significant role in maintaining your sense of hearing. Its purpose is to trap harmful particles and dust to stop them from entering your ear canal. Using Q-tips in your ear can damage your eardrum if inserted too deeply. Also, while it may remove some of the wax from your ear, most of it is pushed into your ear and can block the path. Listen. It is extremely important that you pay keen attention to what you allow to enter your mind. Philippians 4:8 says, "Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report. If there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think of these things." This has been Tanya Nomafo with your health tip courtesy of Adventist Television. And remember, God wants us to prosper and be in good health.
We go now to our news feature from around the world with the Adventist News Network.
Thank you so much for joining us this week.
Nearly a week after Hurricane Dorian destroyed everything in sight in Grand Bahama and Abaco Islands in the Bahamas, Seventh-day Adventist leaders are slowly receiving word about the whereabouts of their members.
As the storm tapered off, the devastation was immense. Families have been left stranded in their homes, knee-deep in high-rise water levels, while countless others have been left homeless.
At the time of this recording, the official death toll remains at 44, but there is no estimate of how many people are unaccounted for, and many fear that number will go up significantly.
So far, the church has confirmed one death among the membership in Grand Bahama. In Abaco, all members have been accounted for, but many are seriously injured and are in hospitals in Nassau.
Michael Smith, Communication Director for the Adventist Church in the Atlantic Caribbean Union, said, "We know that 90% of the infrastructure in both islands have been destroyed, and some evacuations have taken place during the past few days. Our pastoral families have come through the storm, and they are of good courage."
Church members in Grand Bahama moved into action and have engaged in immediate community service, catering to the public. Some 400 hot meals are being distributed every day.
On September 6th, as a group of 400 people evacuated from Abaco, members of the Adventist Layman Services and Industries chapter of the South Bahamas Conference joined with the team of buses to transport those people to government facilities.
The Atlantic Caribbean Union has reported that Grand Bahama Academy in Freeport was affected by flooding, but the school should be up and running again soon. However, most of the teachers' and students' homes have been destroyed or at least damaged.
Some students from Freeport, Grand Bahama, have already transferred to the South Bahamas Academy in Nassau to resume their classes while recovery efforts take place back home.
As soon as Hurricane Dorian made its landing in the North Bahamas, Jose A. Rodriguez, president of the church in Puerto Rico, moved quickly to collect funds to assist those affected in the Atlantic Caribbean territory.
Rodriguez said, "We have already sent some funds to assist church members affected by Dorian and will continue to send funds to assist all victims on the two islands. The plan is to support a soup kitchen in Grand Bahama and Abaco indefinitely."
For more information on what the Adventist Church is doing in the Bahamas, visit interamerica.org or adra.org.
The Adventist Development and Relief Agency, or ADRA, is also working in the Bahamas to help those impacted by Hurricane Dorian. Executive Secretary for the South Bahamas Conference, Leonardo Raming, is working with the Adventist Development and Relief Agency in the area. He says 70% of the island are covered in water and there's no way to get to them right now. Water levels are too high on the Abaco Islands, so we must wait till the water recedes. There is easier access to people on Grand Bahama, and we are working to get provisions to them there. Raming added that local authorities have asked humanitarian agencies to be on standby as they work to clear debris on the roads and ensure safety is in place before aid can be delivered. Seaports have been closed and airport clearances are being given only to federal officials and the Coast Guard. Due to air and seaport closures, ADRA has established partnerships with Airlink and Yacht Aid Global to get food and water to access points. ADRA is also working with Rise Against Hunger to provide meals that will be distributed on the islands of Abaco and Grand Bahama. In addition to food and water, clothes and shelter materials will also be distributed. ADRA volunteers in the Bahamas are also working with local authorities to secure a boat in hopes of rescuing people trapped by high waters. Raming said, "We're the only NGO to do this. Local Adventist church members have been working around the clock to help. Grocery stores are open, so members are shopping to get items. What's needed right now are food, water, and medicine." Support has been pouring in to help ADRA with aid relief in the Bahamas. Here are a couple things you can do to help. Invite your friends and family to support ADRA at adra.org and pledge and share your support on other social media platforms like Twitter and Instagram and include the link adra.org/Hurricane Dorian. For more information, visit adra.org.
Hey everybody, it's Michael here again on Abaco Island, which was once home to 11,000 people and now is home to pretty much nobody because there's really nothing to live in anymore. They estimate there's less than 1,000 people left here, and it's easy to see why. There's literally nothing. It's all in shambles. Behind me is what was once a migrant community, and it's completely gone. It's hard to imagine how many people would have made it out alive if they had stayed here during the hurricane. It's completely flattened. Everything smells like it's decaying, and everything is scattered everywhere. This is not a home anymore. There's really nothing here left anymore, and yeah, it's really devastated.
That brings us to the end of our Adventist news from the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. Please feel free to share what is happening at your church by sending us your news stories and upcoming events. Feel free to email them to sbcadventistnews@gmail.com or call our media department at 242-341-4021. To view a rebroadcast of the Adventist news along with other programming, or to keep in touch with what's happening in our conference, please visit and subscribe to the conference website, southbahamasconference.org, our YouTube channel, and our Facebook page. On behalf of our production team of Adventist Television Channel 658, have a happy Sabbath and thank you for watching this week's broadcast. I'm Adriel Hepburn for the SBC Media Network.